It's finally here, y'all. It's finally here. Yo, what's good, family? It's your boy MJ here at MJ the Greatest on all platforms. Back with this week's episode, this week's video. Huge shout out to y'all for the love, the comments, the likes, the subscribing. Y'all been going crazy this year so far. Just continue to show love how you've been showing love. I'm always appreciate y'all. This one, I'm excited, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I'm always excited to get on here and talk to y'all, but this one is a special one for two main reasons that I can think about. Number one, I can finally say that I've been on here rocking with y'all for an official year. So that's number one. That's first and foremost. So shout out to y'all who've been rocking with me for a year. Shout out to y'all who've been rocking with me for a day. And even shout out to you if this is your first time even watching me. Just shout out to you. So secondly, it's finally here, y'all. My first piece for Sport Go Roto is here. And obviously, if you can look around and tell where I'm at, is dead smack in the middle of winter. So it's only right that I drop a coat, right? Exactly. So what I want to do in this episode, I'm gonna obviously get more into the clothing and stuff about that, but what I want to do with this episode is tell you guys all the mistakes I made in my first clothing brand that I hope to have learned from and not repeat in my new clothing brand, Sport Go Roto, right? And I just thought this was a great time to speak on this because I'm kind of going through all of these, I'm combing through all of these things now as I'm getting ready to officially launch Sport Go Roto, drop, let you guys, purchase, check it out, all that kind of stuff, right? And I'm just kind of going, like, retracing my steps basically of like, what did I do wrong and right the first time? What did I like about what I did the first time? What was there some things that I would like always avoid doing moving forward now that I know? Basically kind of just give you guys like, save y'all some time, right? If you want to know, should you start a clothing brand, is that might be something you're interested in, check out one of my previous videos. It's called Should You Start a Clothing Brand in 2025? I made it right at the end of last year, so it's still all relevant information for this year. And basically that's what I wanted it to be, like something that you can just use into the future, right? So if you even think that you might want to start a brand, or is that something that's interested in you, go check out that video. I answered a lot of questions there and just gave some game. But today I just want to talk about a lot of the mistakes that I made, because I made a lot in my first brand, and just the things that I'm not going to do moving forward so that, this transition is better and it's just like a more smoothly run brand in my experience, So first thing I will say is research. And I know that's such like a broad like word or statement or thing, like, oh, just do more research. But research, right? Whatever it is that you want to do your research, because I promise you, the more research you do, it's only going to make you better, right? You'll never get worse or be worse off from doing more research, right? Like, you'll always be better off by doing more research than not doing that, right? So even if you want to just make a t-shirt, right? Find out what kind of fabric you want to use. Find out how much you might want it to weigh. How do you want it to feel when people put on your stuff, right? Another thing that just made me think about something, right? So even before you kind of do that, just think about that big question in general, right? What do you want people to think or feel when they wear your stuff? What kind of reactions do you want to evoke from people when they pick up your clothing, right? Now, there's a bunch of different ways you can go about it. There's no one right way to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So my first clothing brand, I could categorize that as like streetwear, right? And I love streetwear. I came from streetwear. I grew up in streetwear. Like, I grew up in street culture. Like, that's me, But I can't lie, like, as far as myself as an artist, I felt limited in what I could do in streetwear, right? Because the goal of my first brand was to just have accessible, cool pieces, right? Like pieces that were cool, but you could still get your hands on them. And I felt like I was kind of doing that, but then I feel like there was a lot of filler, right? Like almost 70% filler. And this is work that I've done, right? Because you know, you always go back and look at your old stuff and be like, how can I have did that better? How can I have improved that? And honestly, y'all, I can't lie, like probably 70% of my catalog from my old brand was probably like 70% filler, from like pressure of me wanting to give you guys something, wanting to just put something out to let you guys know that I'm still around. And quick sidebar, because I'm gonna come back to that point. But just to me saying that to let you guys know I'm still around, don't chase that, right? Don't chase trying to be viral. Don't chase trying to be relevant. Don't chase trying to be like on the front page news all the time, right? If you got it, they'll find you, right? One of my favorite sayings, and this one, you know, this one is like stand the test of time, right? If you build it, they will come. You know what I'm saying? So if you got it, if you got that, they'll come. Don't worry about trying to have a perfect post or what snippet of music do I need to add to this for it to go viral. Like, don't worry about that stuff yet. You know what I'm saying? Or even really at all. Just immerse yourself in the creative experience and give the fullest version of yourself to that, right? Don't worry about what this person is making or how they're gonna make this trendy TikTok or whatever the case. Don't worry about that. Keep the main thing, right? And the main thing is the clothes, right? So to go back to my other brand, right? I felt like it was 70% filler, right? So I knew with my new brand, Sporcoroto, I wanted every single thing that I made to mean something, right? So when I say the word piece, I know in fashion and in clothing these days, the word piece and pieces, it gets thrown around very loosely. This is my definition of a piece, right? A piece is something of substantial value, not necessarily in monetarily, but just based off of either the rarity, the material, the design, the look of it, something that you're gonna keep in your closet, in your rotation, in your wardrobe for years. That's a piece, right? So to me, a t-shirt, it's really hard for a t-shirt to be a piece. It's hard for a hoodie to be a piece, right? So it's like, we can say pieces and all that, and we can throw the word around, but like when I say piece, I'm actually like, so to go back to my first point, what do I want you guys to think or feel when you see my stuff? I kind of want you guys like minds blown, honestly. like I want when you guys looking at my stuff, I want you guys to like know that this is something you've never seen before, right? Because it's nothing that I've ever seen before, right? And so I mentioned this in my video about should you have a clothing brand or not. If you don't feel like what you're doing is adding to the game, then you respectfully move out of the way. Move out of the way, respectfully, right? Because there's so many people that say, oh, there's too many clothing brands, there's too many YouTubers, there's too many this, there's too many that, there's too many that. Yes, because there's not enough people being themselves, right? Everybody talks about originality, everybody talks about authenticity, but who's really being themselves, right? Because that's what the game wants. That's what the game needs. It needs you being 100% you and giving your offerings to the world. Not you being a copy of this person and then copying, pasting, and then going and doing. No, what's you? Find you, right? And I mentioned that also in my video. Like, I had to find in myself the artist that I wanted to project out to the world outwardly, right? And that took a process. And I know I mentioned a book to you guys. I still had that book coming, but the thing about that is that's not something that I want to rush at all. Like, that's something that I have to take my time with, because when that gets into your guys' hands, I want it to be as useful and fruitful as it was for me. So like that, I can't afford to cut any corners with that, y'all. So don't think I like just mentioned that and like it went away. I still have it, but I just have to do it right. You know what I'm saying? Which leads me to my next point about the clothing brand, right? It's like not rushing. Oh my gosh, I rushed so many times with my first brand. Like, I would have an idea and I would cause you kind of get addicted to bringing your ideas to life, right? That's one of the most beautiful things about creating, right? Is bringing a thought from your head in this basically like imaginary plane and then bringing that out of your head and then having that in this 3D reality to something you can touch and hold and look at. It's one of the best feelings in the world, right? And I kind of got addicted to that, and I kind of think I still am, right? But now I actually, in combination with do my research, I take my time, right? Because I probably told this story before, but like one of my first drops with my last brand, it was a big women's drop, and I was like super excited about it. I got a big photo shoot done. I ordered a whole bunch of sets. Basically, it was like these colorful tracksuits, right? Think Totally Spies, if you guys are hip to that show. Think that, right? Think in that realm of that. That's at least what I was kind of like aiming for, right? And the shoot went well and it was great and everything, but like I had no clue that I was buying Chinese jumpsuits for American women. You know what I'm saying? Which basically says to mean, and as anybody knows, just geography, like in a whatever the word, geography. Just in that sense, obviously men in America and people in America are bigger than people in China. This is just like statistics, right? This is just like facts. Like, we're just generally bigger people, right? So I didn't realize that my whole shipment would have fit Chinese women perfectly, but for, you know, some more curvy and, you know, American women, it didn't fit them right. It was kind of tighter, it was smaller. And that kind of like I beat myself up a lot for that. I ain't gonna lie, I beat myself up a lot for that because I was so excited and I felt so good about the drop and I wanted to just put it out that I bypassed one of like the easiest things that I could have, like, you know, noticed. Like, oh, obviously these are made for people that aren't the same size as the people in the country that I'm currently living in and trying to sell in, right? So that was just a big thing. So that was like the combination of not doing my research, also not taking my time, right? Another mistake that release dates, right? I would say release dates and then things would happen and then I wouldn't be able to release and then I would feel like I lied to y'all. And so with that it's just make sure you got sort of all your ducks in a row that you want to be there before you announce it, before you say anything, before you make a date, right? I had to make sure that I got my coat in, I seen it, I touched it, I feel it, you know, I wore it before I could come on here and tell you guys like, okay, it's here, it's happening, I got it, you know what I'm saying? Because it was always gonna happen, it was always gonna come out, but I had to make sure that I actually had something to show you guys before I just said, oh, this is this thing, right? Because I don't want to lie. Yeah, like I don't want to lie. Like, I don't feel good lying to y'all, right? So it's like when I tell y'all something, I want y'all to know that it's gonna happen, because I'm one of those people, it's like my word is all I have, right? Like, strip everything else away. It's like if I give you my word, I want you to know that like you have that, right? So I'm not good with release dates until I know every single thing is in place and in order first, and then I'll announce something. So I'm gonna tease my coat on my IG. So if you want to see my coat, go on my IG at MJ the Greatest. It's by the time y'all watch this, it's still gonna be up. So go check that out if y'all want to see. So y'all can, you know, kind of back up everything I've been saying. Lastly, a team, man. Going at it alone is hard. But don't force a team, right? don't force a team. I think before I took people who were friends and I kind of tried to force them to be a team, right? And I just ended up square one on my own again, right? I have help, right? I got friends that help me with little projects and things, but like on the day-to-day, it's just me. And I don't want it to continue to be that way, right? Like I would be ecstatic to have a team, you know what I'm saying? Because I know with everything that I already have, if I just had that extra, you know, support around me, the extra like creative minds around me to really kind of like push this thing even harder, I know it would be that much better. So I'm still in the process of looking for a team. This might be my first time like actually saying that, but I'm still in the process of looking for a team. I don't think that it's the easiest going at it alone. It's fun. I like being independent in it because it's like I can just do whatever I want. But when it's time for things like a rollout, when it's time for things like a drop, when it's time to like build up a new website and things like that, like those are the little things where it's like, okay, like, you know, some support or some help would definitely work here, right? So last piece of advice, definitely always look to work with a team or build a team, but under no circumstances force the wrong team. Because the wrong team can set you back so much further than if you had just went forward by yourself. But I'm gonna have more updates for y'all. Something new for y'all. I'm gonna have something different and some new updates to tell y'all next week. So definitely tap in. Definitely check out my Instagram to peep my jacket. And just stay posted. Peace out. Catch y'all next week. Love.